So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about buzz baits. I want to talk to you guys about the different styles of buzz baits and then the two different kind of ways that you can fish a buzz bait and which one is the most effective in different situations. And what's really funny about a buzz bait is I actually used to hate throwing a buzz bait because I just never really caught a ton of fish on it. And then once I really kind of locked it in my hand and figured out the bite, I absolutely fell in love with it. And now I literally have a whole box dedicated just to buzz baits. So like I said, I want to break down the different styles of buzz baits and when and where I'm fishing them, as well as the two different ways to fish a buzz bait and when and where I'm fishing both of those. And so the two styles of buzz baits are your head clacking buzz bait. So a buzz bait that when the blade turns, it's going to hit that head and make a clacking sound. And then the other one is just your long arm traditional style buzz bait. So for your clacking buzz bait, it's going to be when I'm fishing in a little bit dirtier water or when I'm fishing around really aggressive fish that are absolutely smoking the buzz bait. There is something about that blade hitting against that head that makes fish just stupid. Like, it makes them want to kill this thing like they don't want to kill anything else, and they will absolutely smoke it. I wish I knew what it was that it actually, like, I don't know if it's the resonance or the sound or what it is, but they'll absolutely kill it. But on the flip side of that is when they don't want to eat it, they're just not going to eat it. They might follow it, they might look at it. Most of the time, it's just going to spook them. And so, like I said, when I'm fishing around really aggressive fish or fishing in a little bit dirtier water where they can't see it as well, I'm going to fish that clacking style head. Now, when you're talking about your more traditional buzz bait with that long arm where the blade is separated from the actual head of the buzz bait, this is going to be kind of more my quote-unquote finesse buzz bait. Now, there's nothing finesse about a buzz bait, but simply a lot clearer water, or I'm fishing around fish that are more pressured. You know, if they've seen 1,000 clacking buzz baits, show them that more traditional style buzz bait with that separation of the blade and the head, and it's going to get those fish to eat. I think too with the clearer water, I think when there's not as much noise and there's not as much movement on the back and that skirt's just kind of pulsing, that blade's just kind of bubbling, it's a little bit less intrusive, and I think it just really gets their attention well. And then when they see that skirt pulsating in the back, they'll absolutely smoke it. Now, the two different ways you can fish the buzz bait is either with a piece of plastic on the back or with the skirt on the back. And the thing about it is both of these kind of play into exactly what we just talked about. When I'm fishing around fish that are wanting to eat the buzz bait, when I'm in a little bit dirtier water, when I'm really just trying to be super aggressive, super loud, really get those fish's attention, I'm going to be fishing that piece of plastic on the back. Because the deal with it is when you look at something like this Berkeley crash crawl here, you got these two flange legs on the back. And so we kind of talked about this in another video that I made. If I were to throw this piece of plastic just on a hook and reel it back, those little legs are going to kick on their own. So not only does the blade have action, but the legs themselves are going to have action as well. And so it's like two different frequencies, two different things that those bass can see. Really three if you think about it, because if they hear the noise of the blade clacking or they hear the noise of the buzz bait, they see those feet kicking, so they also get to see it, and then they also feel those feet kicking along with that blade turning and all the action that thing's going to have. It's just really intrusive, it's really loud, it's really in their face, and it's going to get those really aggressive fish to eat when they might not have if you would have been fishing this buzz bait. So when I think about the skirted buzz bait, I'm normally going to be fishing them on the long arm, and was kind of what we just talked about. That skirt, it has kind of no action to itself. It relies on the movement of you reeling the bait, the movement of the blade, the movement of the buzz bait, and that skirt's just going to kind of pulsate and undulate, and it doesn't have any like action, you know. So like I said, these little legs, they're kicking, they have an action, where this skirt is just kind of moving. It's really natural, it's not putting out a ton into the water. And again, really clear water situations and around pressured fish, you know, that blade and that little bit of a gurgle is going to get their attention, and then when they come up and they just see that skirt kind of pulsing like a shad would, it's super natural. It's a more kind of like, you know, natural look in the water, and 9 times out of 10 they're absolutely going to smoke this thing in clear water. And so just a rule of thumb: clacking buzz bait, dirty water, fish that are really aggressive; non-clacking buzz bait, when a little bit clearer water. Same in the clear water, I'm going to be fishing the skirt. In a little bit dirtier water, I'm going to be fishing the plastic. Keep these things in mind. If you want to see these things in action, click this video that's popping up right here.